Let's have a talk about luxury, shall we? Or do I need to talk about luxury? Because what you're looking at is a 2025 Range Rover Sport Autobiography. And what that means is, well, can't get any better than this, can you? Or could you? We're going to tell you why you can't do any better than this, because we're going to take this on a drive. I'm Randy Stern, along with George Tortline, and this is Victory in Reseda. The 2025 Range Rover Sport Autobiography is a special vehicle with a cool vibe on the outside. It has to be that Carpathian gray paint color with the upgraded 23-inch dark finished alloy wheels with carbon fiber inserts. There is more to that. The flush-fitting door handles pop out to greet you before entry. The windows are flush to the roof. The rear end is clean with two LED taillight units running horizontally onto the tailgate. That's a big tailgate, by the way. The front end has an air of subtlety. Just two complex LED headlamp units with integrated turn signals and running lights attached to a stylish narrow grille. The name is spelled out as a reminder that you are indeed driving a Range Rover and nothing else. The Autobiography's interior is sumptuous. Range Rover calls the color scheme light cloud and ebony. This is truly first class all the way. The cockpit is stylish, with a fully digital instrument cluster that has superb graphics and loads of information. Controls are great to the touch, including the shift-by-wire transmission actuator. The piano black finishes were fine, befitting of the Autobiography trim. However, you'll find other materials that are wonderful and great to the touch. A 13.1-inch PIVI PRO touchscreen is a great hub for all infotainment. You have every convenience and connectivity choices available to you. Meridian's 29-speaker 3D surround sound system adds to the excellence of this fine cabin. You have room for 5 people across 2 rows. The front seats are solid with plenty of support. All 4 doors open wide, and rear seat room is superb. In terms of cargo space, you can load up to 31.9 cubic feet behind the rear seats. The rear seats do fold down for more space. This Range Rover Sport gets its motivation from a plug-in hybrid driveline known as P550e. It starts with the Ingenium turbocharged 3-liter inline 6-cylinder gasoline engine. Add an electric motor, a battery pack, and a J1772 CCS receptacle, and you get a 543 horsepower driveline that is smooth as silk. It also puts down 590 pound-feet of torque. An 8-speed automatic transmission sends this massive power to all 4 wheels through torque vectoring and a terrain response 2 drive mode system. Range Rover states that it has a range of 53 miles on battery power alone. Using a public DC fast charger, you can recoup a full state of charge on the battery in about an hour. Our tester came with a host of chassis enhancements towards creating a superb driving experience. They include the dynamic air suspension with Dynamic Response Pro, automatic access height, adaptive dynamics, electronic active differential with torque vectoring by braking, and all-wheel steer. We can tell you much more, but let's join Randy and George as they take the 2025 Range Rover Sport Autobiography on the road. Well, George, we're in the 2025 Range Rover Sport Autobiography plug-in hybrid.
Sweet, a nice configuration.
Very nice configuration. It's just probably the most luxurious in the Range Rover Sport lineup.
Yeah, there's some really nice features on this guy.
Nice finishes too. This two-tone leather is just fabulous. Even this antique brass finish is just shiny, it's deep, it just pops a little bit in a subtle way.
Yet they mix it up with a bit of fabric to give you some texture. There's still some piano black in here too.
Piano black does give a aesthetic to the interior, but you're right, lots of fingerprints could be seen.
But it looks great when it's clean.
Absolutely.
So with that, we certainly have a lot of luxuries. Of course, you've got the creature comforts with the multiple adjustable and massaging seats up front.
There's a lot going on with the front seats alone. Even the rear seats, they're even heated and ventilated, and there's plenty of room back there too.
You bet. Plus your own climate controls back there and multiple vents to get warmth or cool air, whatever you need.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Speaking of cool air, there's something cool between us and this console. You've got a cooler.
I love that.
Keep your beverages cold. Yeah, this is nice.
And it's standard too, which is something that on lower automobiles, say it is optional, but you expect nothing less to get the best luxury out of a Range Rover Sport.
And you got the wireless phone charger, which is at 15 watts, so you got plenty of juice to wirelessly crank up your phones back to life again.
No doubt. And they're all connected to this 13.1-inch PIVI Pro touchscreen with lots of haptic controls. But, you know, once you work your way around it, it's quite intuitive. It's quite easy to work with.
It has a nice kind of thump to it when you select options to let you know that you've selected it.
Absolutely. This is not a touch where you have to go like 5 inches away from the screen. You got to get and touch the screen.
And it's within easy reach too. It's not like really far of a reach to get there.
Oh yes, and it's big enough for you to see. That's even more important.
Now in front of you, you've got a 13.7-inch screen for the instrument cluster.
Yes, and I love this. I really do. I love the graphics on it. It's very straightforward. You get all the information you need. This is exactly what I'm looking for in terms of a digital instrument cluster.
Yet it's not overkill or crazy with unnecessary information.
And if you need the more necessary information, you do have a head-up display.
And you do get directions with that, with the internal navigation system of this vehicle.
In our case, we've already connected smartphone through Apple CarPlay, and that only allows the information to be seen right on the instrument cluster.
But it is wireless, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Exactly. That's what I love about that.
With the sound system, the Meridian system in here, it sounds really nice.
Very nice. We even played our own podcast in it.
Sounded good.
It sounded real good. 29 speakers, I believe.
That's what they quote. We're still looking for them all, but yeah, they're all over the place.
Oh yeah. And it's a 3D system, which means that you get full three-dimensional sound throughout the cabin.
It's almost like your own little concert hall.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about what's under the hood.
Okay, so it's a plug-in hybrid system. It starts with a 3-liter Ingenium inline-6 with a turbocharger. Now, they also added an electric motor to the whole mix. And you could recharge the battery using a J1772 CCS plug. And we're not talking about a level 1 or level 2 charger that you have at home or wherever you go to the grocery store. No, we're talking DC fast charging.
You do have a pretty good sized battery, and hybrids, you think, gosh, kind of a small little battery, but no, being a plug-in, you're going to get some range off of this. So you've got up to about 53 miles of range in EV only mode.
Yes, and not only that, but you can recover the entire battery from zero in just about an hour or so.
On a fast charger.
On a fast charger.
And that's like a 50 kilowatt charger. It doesn't have to be one of those fancy 350 guys. It's just the 50, which is what you'll find about anywhere. But at home, you've got your home fast charger, your level 2, and that's going to charge at a rate of about 7.3 kilowatts. That's pretty good, and it's not going to draw too much power from your home power supply, and should go from 0 to 100 in about 5 to 5.5 hours.
That's not bad, really. I mean, we are talking a little bit more robust of a plug-in hybrid system.
Yet you're not compromised on performance.
Exactly. And incidentally, when you're in battery mode, when you have pretty much a 75% battery, this thing takes off.
Yeah, I think they quote the 0 to 60 in battery mode in the 5-something range.
Oh, yeah.
But with the motor, it goes down into like 4.6, 4.8 for 0 to 60. So it's pretty quick.
And with that said, It's really a lovely driveline. It really takes off smoothly, quickly gets up to speed before you know it. It's one of those things where this driveline total is so effortless.
And it's pretty smart too. When you start from a stop, it used all-wheel drive to get us going, as well as the electric motors. So you do have all-wheel drive engaged at that point, and all-wheel drive will be enabled in other circumstances, like in cold weather, if you're going over 100 miles an hour, but then it'll disengage at highway speeds to help with efficiency. So you're just driving the rear wheels. The front wheels will disengage along with the powertrain and the driveline to the front wheels.
Now the rest of the driveline in between the all-wheel drive system and the plug-in hybrid engine and motor and battery is an 8-speed automatic transmission. Very smooth shifting.
Yeah, I can't even tell it's shifting.
Exactly. It just feels like an electric driveline altogether, except when you don't have any battery charge. Sometimes the engine will kick in and you'll know it, and it's good. It's a solid driveline.
We're riding on pillows of air.
This particular Range Rover Sport is equipped with the dynamic air suspension system. Now it works depending on the drive mode that you select in terrain response 2. Now it's also height adjustable. So if you're loading or offloading, then the rear suspension actually raises or lowers depending.
Yeah, you do have that switch back there, which you can raise and lower the rear depending on your needs. I suppose that could be handy too if you're trying to hook up a trailer, if you have a hitch on the back of this.
Or if you got something heavy that you need a little leverage to load in the back.
Sure. Now, for efficiency, the suspension will drop by 16 millimeters when you're above 65 miles an hour as well.
Oh yeah, because the lower the height, the better the aerodynamics.
Better airflow, and surprisingly, they really did a good job with aerodynamics on this. The CED is like 0.29. And the underneath of the vehicle has a lot of emphasis on trying to maximize the efficiency of airflow underneath the vehicle too. We've been driving this in combined EV only and hybrid mode, and what kind of mileage have you been getting off of that in a combined situation?
Well, I can tell you that when I was doing the DC fast charging, I was able to recoup 46 miles at 81% battery. Now, as far as fuel economy itself on this combined route, I'm a little shocked. It's reading 38.2 miles per gallon.
Wow.
The sticker says that it should average about 21. Yeah, only if you haven't charged for, say, days.
Well, certainly the EV parts of that is really helping the mileage.
It's a really good hybrid system, even if you don't have any juice left.
Plus, you got the ability to, let's say, if you want to preserve your charge and use it later, you can tell the vehicle to just run with your internal combustion engine and then later switch to EV only mode. So you have the opportunity of controlling the charge. So Randy, in summary, what do you think?
Well, there's a lot of adjectives that describe the Range Rover Sport. This is a car for shot callers. And the operating word here is luxury because it does so unapologetically. So if you want to really reach into the upper echelons of luxury two-row SUVs, there are choices, but you might want to consider this.
In our thermal imaging test of the 2025 Range Rover Sport in the Autobiography trim, we find the front seats offer very good heating element coverage with excellent coverage within the seat side and bottom bolsters to further wrap you in warmth. The rear outward seats provide good heating coverage, also extending into the bolsters. The steering wheel provides good, even heating around its diameter and circumference. And the rear window offered good heating element coverage. Up front, the park positions for the windshield wipers are heated to help keep the wipers from freezing to the glass, and as part of the optional cold climate pack, heated washer jets spread heated wiper fluid onto the windshield to help clear any frost, ice, or snow.
You have a choice of 4 Range Rover Sport trim levels. Pricing starts from $83,700. Our Autobiography plug-in hybrid tester came with a sticker price of $128,865. So, if you like what you watch, don't forget to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell to find out when the next video is coming out. And don't forget to read our great articles on Victory and Reseda.net. Thanks for watching.